Now, it better work now. It is. Greetings. Peace, everyone. Welcome to our Sovereign Sunday. I see a lot of sovereigns in the space and in the room. You all are all on YouTube, so give thanks. If you can see me, if you can hear me, just put a P in the chat because today we're focusing on pistachios, right? So again, if you can hear me and see me, put something in the chat. Big us up. Let us know you're here. I'm looking at the two screens just to make sure everything is in sync and in order. My lighting stopped working as soon as I decided to get on. So that's all right. We are here. So let me see who else is in the space. My wrap's hanging all over the the screen. But let me go back up and big up everyone who's in the room. Can you all see both screens? Let me know if you can see both screens, if that's if everything's all right. Peace and welcome, Brother Antonio. All right. You don't know what a lassi is? It ain't the Chinese dish, no, and it's not a dog either. Sister Kashia, leave it with my dry jokes. For all those who are going to say, you're not going to like the joke, it's fine. That's all right. I'm going to laugh at my joke. Sister Kashia, greetings. Tanaya, Brother Antonio, Sister Gertrude, and Chief. Respect. Give thanks for joining us and coming on board. Sister Precious, Stephanie. All right, everybody's greeting each other, and I just wanted to greet you all. It's another Sovereign Sunday. This Sunday, we're looking at another nut, right? And pistachio is the nut that we're using. I know there was conversation and questions in the past about using nuts in our shakes. And so, again, as I said, I'm running through a few of the top 10, well, not top 10, because I'm not using all 10, these different 10 nuts, but about top 4 or 5 nuts that you can utilize as the base for your shakes. And so we've moved through hazelnuts, we've looked at peanuts, and so today we're going to look at pistachios. So pistachios really need they need about 4 hours of soak time. Of course, you can do 7 hours of soak time if you like, and then dehydrate. Again, this is not necessary, but it's helpful to actually initiate that live food process that happens within the nut, because you know the nut is that seed that's beginning of life. You could actually plant some of these and they will grow. All right, so when you soak them in water, it actually releases the inhibitor, right? There's an enzyme that actually inhibits growth. So water gives life to things. So once you soak it kind of helps. Now if you want, you can dry it again in the dehydrator. That's always very helpful, because maybe you want the nuts to be crunchy, but we're not using them for a trail mix today. We're using them to make lassi, right? Or a shake. Yes, I like to put things in this, like just a big category. So lassis are actually very creamy drinks, right? The base of a lassi tends to be yogurt. So today we're not using yogurt, we're using oat milk, and to thicken it, of course, we are using, I don't have, these are my imaginary drums. Drum roll, please. Sea moss gel. I mean, we're gonna always do that. Probiotics, thickener, you name it, right? So that's what we're using today in combination. And again, a lassi is a very thick but hearty and creamy and sweet drink. A lassi has the base of yogurt. So feel free, if you want to select a vegan or a vegetarian yogurt that you want to use. I don't know if there's such a thing as vegetarian yogurt, but go right ahead. All of these things seem to be put into a category these days very easily. But if you want to use that as a base, feel free, as opposed to using a milk base. In this case, I'm using oat milk. All right. For those of you who are maybe you want to kind of move away from something that has gluten, you can find gluten-free oat milk. You can create your own by soaking it, blending it, straining it. You can use an almond milk substitute as well. I am also going to include some water in my drink. The spice that pairs very well with this, of course, I'm going to put a little bit of you know, the bad boy, nutmeg. But cardamom is the one of the best balancers for pistachio and sometimes just nuts in general, right? Cardamom is, you know, very rarely you hear people use cardamom in spices, but it is used in a lot of Middle Eastern dishes. People love pistachio and cardamom together. They use pistachio in a lot of sweet dishes as well too. So this drink is a treat, right? This drink is like a dessert drink. Again, great option for breakfast as well. So if that's something you want to do, feel free. A little bit about pistachios. So you're probably saying, well, why pistachios? I love pistachios, right? And they are very, very potent. Actually, they are much, I prefer them to one of my other favorite nuts, and I won't say which one because I wanna hear a little bit from you all in terms of which nuts you prefer, pistachio versus the other one. I'll tell you about the other one. But this particular nut is a complete protein. So when we hear people talk about how skeptical they are when it comes to, you know, vegan or vegetarian lifestyle, again, the amino acids is what's necessary, and this particular nut has all of the 9 necessary amino acids that you're going to need for your body to be right, act right, feel right. So, and apart from it, you can use things like algae and, you know, like soybeans. Those are also other options, even buckwheat if you know, some of the gluten is not too much of an issue for you, right? Anthocyanins, right? Those are antioxidants that helps to support and boost the body. That's one of the other benefits of utilizing pistachios. In addition to that, pistachios really, because they come in the shell, they're an excellent nut to consume instead of the others because, and they all come in shells, but most times when they're packaged and you purchase them, they're in a shell. The shell actually helps to reduce how much you consume, right? Because I guess, you know, you see the pile of shells on the table, you feel guilty, but also the work that it takes to pick through the shell kind of, it kind of slows your roll down. It slows you down a little bit. So it's always a greater option, right? And it's great for helping to lower or helping to maintain good blood pressure, right? So that's something to think about. It is special in that way, and it's special in that way not because it shares the green color with Oser, right? But it is really good to help lower and maintain what's considered the systolic part of the blood pressure. So it's really important, and that's the part that helps to regulate the pressure on the arteries. So you want to make sure if you're thinking about a nut, something that's going to help to keep you within the ranges for yourself, just make sure that you are paying attention to what's on the packaging. Make sure you're not consuming one that has a lot of added salts or even sea salts, because sometimes we see sea salt and we're like, it's okay, but it's not. So just, you know, like that's really important to pay attention to. All right. But that's it. Now, before I start, I'm just gonna ask, place a W in the chat for the walnut team and place a P in the chat for pistachio. Because today I want us to compare pistachio and walnut just a little bit, just based on the caloric density and also the just how much nuts that I can actually consume, which one is heavier or more caloric dense than the other. Don't Google it. All right. But also thinking about it, which one has more potassium, which one has more levels of protein. And, then when you start talking about those nutritional content, you're going to see pistachios. Pistachios seem to be like the underdog, right? So put a P or a W in the chat. Team P for pistachios, Team W for walnuts. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. All right, I'm going to stop talking and make this drink, y'all. Let me stop talking. So I'm going to add pistachios. These are soaked. I didn't dry them because I don't need to. They're going right into my blender. Boom, that's it. I have powdered cardamom, but I don't always add powdered spices without soaking them. I actually, many times I prefer to soak or, just cook them a little bit and use the water. So I've done that and I poured it out. So there's a little bit of water and the cardamom has been soaking. So that way it isn't very harsh and it doesn't have a powdery consistency when you make the drink. You want to make sure of that. So again, I'm not using the powder. This is just so you can, and it smells so good. Cardamom's kind of expensive too, y'all. So a little bit, just a little bit. So again, cardamom, pistachios. I'm adding some dates in here. Boom, dates. They've been soaking and I kind of I put them to soak along with the cardamom powder. I'm going to put a little bit of sea moss gel in here. So not too much, just a little because I know it's going to be thick anyway. And I'm going to add my oat milk just because, and a little bit of nutmeg. All right, I see a bunch of peas. So I think the peas have it, y'all. I think they have it. I think the peas have it. Can't do anything about that. I think the peas have it. So blender is filled, not to the brim, but I've put all my ingredients. These ingredients this evening are very simple. It's a very simple drink. You can add ice if you like. I really appreciate having drinks that are room temperature. Not warm, but room temperature. Sometimes they could be warm. What you gonna do? But I like, if you want, you can add ice. I wish I had some ice right now, but that's fine. We're gonna blend and then I'm gonna check the chat to see what's going on, what's going on, what's going on. Going. I'm forgetting that I have a bunch of beautiful sovereigns waiting for me in the chat. All right. So Brother Antonio, y'all, Brother Antonio says he's guilty. He's guilty. Because the shells can't stop him. I really love pistachios, especially raw pistachios. I'll tell you this. If you've ever had raw, and for anyone who's like a big raw advocate, if you're in the chat and you want to share what you think the difference is in terms of digestibility, not so much flavor and taste, but like if you're going for flavor and taste, the raw is much better. It's greener. It's just the taste, it just goes down much better. And I am going to attest to the fact that If it's raw, when I soak it and dehydrate it and dry it out again and I use it in trail mixes, it is easy to digest. Also, when I soak it and I use it in drinks, it is easy to digest. All right, so listen, the peas have it. Pistachio has won, right? So team pistachio, all right. All right, I want to see y'all make this drink, right? The pistachio people, yeah, I want to see y'all make the drink. Kashia, you are the one and only soul walnut around here. You are the nut in the mix. So sorry. Well, we've taken the poll. I'll tell you this. Pistachios, actually, you can consume 49 pistachios, and that will only give you around 160 calories, right? So compared to walnuts, 7 walnuts is equivalent. Seven, y'all hear me? 7 walnuts is equal to 185 calories. So if you like to eat plenty walnuts, trust me, by the time you get to the second handful, you should just call it a day. You know why? Because by then you would have eaten enough for 2 strongs. When I say 2 strongs, I mean 2 weeks, right? That's how many calories that nuts have. And I think we forget that when we shift into a plant-based diet, we forget how caloric nuts can be. So, save the nut, save the walnut for, those treats and those days where you're moving and you're running and you're utilizing a lot of calories. And you can select something that is a little bit has a little less calories, right? Such as pistachio or sunflower seeds, which is another excellent option. All right. Greetings, Karen Mother Silk. I did greet you, but I wanted to greet you again. And because you came in after. And greetings, Melissa Gabriel. Hey, peace. How you doing? All right, Sister Kashia says that's all you need. The godly amongst walnuts. Yes, I know it's easy. It's easy. Walnuts are so delicious. They make you want to just keep going. But I love pistachios too. So the drink. This is really thick, and you're probably saying, well, why isn't it green, right? I have dates, and remember, I have cardamom in here. Cardamom is a very dark spice, so it kind of has taken over in terms of color. It's not exactly a beautiful green, which is always nice. Now I will say this: if you're using it raw, it's going to be greener. You can add spirulina if you want to increase. You want to give a little bit of green color. You can add some spirulina if you like. I'm not necessarily going to. I may, like add it later. But if you just want to make it look, do y'all want me to add the spirulina so we can see how green it is? All right. That's if you want to play with the color, right? If you want to play with the color, you can add a little spirulina to spice it up, make it look green, make people think, yeah, this is really pistachios making it green. Yeah, right. All right. I'm gonna pour it back in and mix it just a little and then taste. And then we're gonna, let me see, a couple people in the chat talking. Throw some spirulina in there. Yes, that's right. Superfood. Let's add some superfood to it. Melissa Gabriel says, I'm good. I love walnuts. Not a fan of pistachio, but point noted on the calories. Good. Very good. So Melissa and Sister Kashia, those 2 walnuts, y'all can, stay over there because this is a pistachio session today. Everybody wants in on pistachio for some reason. All right. I'm going to take just a tiny bit, not a lot. I'm going to use the back of my fork. All right. Now, remember, it's not going to make it so, like very green. So don't expect it to be bright green because, again, we're mixing that spirulina with that very dark brown. So it's not going to have a very green, bright green look to it. The chat keeps moving. So let me scroll down. Got it. Yeah. All the walnuts get to the walnut gallery. You didn't have a peanut gallery. Okay, let me stop. I need a little bit more, and I think I need more because the brown color is so strong. It might not change it um too much. I'll add a little bit more. Oh goodness. I have a little cap that I'm using. Oops. All right, I'm gonna come to y'all. All right. So I could see a green tint to it, but it hasn't changed it, and that's because I haven't added a lot of spirulina. I don't want the spirulina to take over in terms of flavor. So because I'm just dealing with flavor today, you know, come on now. Let me see. Um, Chichia says, I stepped away and came back to you throwing the drink back in the blender. What? I mean, you finally messed up the food on air, huh? Oh my goodness. I didn't really mess up. Not really. Not really. I wanted to give a little bit of green. So I decided let's blend it again. Sister Naya and Kashia, y'all laughing. Oh my goodness. Melissa says, guess I'm a nut. A nut what? A nut case? Yes, a nut case. A basket case. Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm gonna pour just so you could see. There is a green, a hint of green. You see it, right? There's a hint of green, but it's the dark brown of the cardamom has really taken over. I'm not gonna add any fruit to it. All I'm gonna do is add just a little bit of crushed pistachio to the top. That's it. You probably see, yeah, and you don't need anything else. If you want to really make it fancy, you can add slices of kiwi to the side of your glass if you like, because kiwi is green. Mint is an excellent garnish for this too, because you know mint, it's just gonna add that that slight spearmint taste to it if the mint stems are sitting in there. But we're done, and again you could see the green. This is very thick. It is delicious. I'll taste from the smaller glass. But again, as I said, pistachios are really helpful in terms of regulating the high blood pressure. Remember, half of the American population actually deals with high blood pressure, and that leads to stroke. Half of Americans. So it's really important for us to think about what we're consuming and how to regulate what we consume. And if as vegans and vegetarians and people who are living a lifestyle where we're consuming the majority of our nutrients come from plants, you want to be very selective of the combination that you're going to use. You want to be selective of the type of food that you consume, making sure that you balance the caloric density, right? Nuts are a very easy go-to snack, very easy, but at the same time it's it's very easy. Remember, 7 walnuts is 185 calories. Do you understand? So if you're not burning every day, if you're not working out every day, if you're not walking 3 miles every day and more, it's gonna sit on you, right? It's gonna sit on you. So please be mindful of that. There are a couple of things happening in the chat. I see green. Yeah, okay, good, good, good. I'm glad you see green. You see green. Looks good. I like any creamy drink blend, right? And again, I didn't add ice, but you can. I know we like to have, creamy drinks that are sweet, but also cold, right? Or refreshing. So that cold, refreshing, sweet kind of drink is an excellent dessert. She says, In the fancier spots, they garnish this drink with marshmallows and whipped cream, smiley faces on the top. Ooh, I can't compete with marshmallows and whipped cream. I won't compete with it. Because all I have for you is a kiwi and a sprig of spearmint or mint. But yes, it's very easy to make a healthy drink into something that just, yeah, goes left. Cream. Oh my goodness. I'm sure everybody's like, yes, add some cream. All right. So thank you for that. Melissa says it looks green when you hold it up in the light. Nice. Yes. Yes. So it is. Yes, yes, Sister Kashia. That definitely ruins it. You know, it definitely does. Brother Antonio says, so no trail mix? Blasphemy. Oh my goodness. No. Listen, definitely trail mix. Definitely trail mix. But again, as I said, make sure you are considering and weighing how much you eat, right? We seem to think when I just started my raw vegan journey, we listen, Sister Karen, if she's in the chat, she could tell you it was like those quarter bags of filled with trail mix, and that's what I would eat every day. And it would be a mix of walnut and pine nut and macadamia, right? So those are more expensive, but they also fattier than walnuts are as well too. So it's important to think about how much you're consuming. Men typically will be more active and they will burn more calories. So, this is no restriction on your trail mix. Add your trail mix, but as again, be cognizant of which ones are heavier or have more caloric density, which ones are lighter. You want to make sure you have a nice ratio going on. Sunflower seeds are full of energy. They're energizing, potent, but they're not as caloric, right? So that's a thought. That's a thought. No ice for me. All right, good. That sounds better. She says you don't put no with cream and marshmallows on it. Y'all fall for anything. Well, you know, I see we're going to have to do an olive trial again. No olives in here, please. No olives. DJ, no olives. You're so funny. you know, I didn't fall for it, but I'm going to say vegans, once you call something vegan, it seems as if it is a passport. That's how we say it. It seems like it's a passport to begin to add all sorts of crazy things to it just to, I guess it's the reason we do that is to actually prove that anything that's vegan tastes really good, right? It's comparable. It can be compared to the non-vegan version. I think that's where some of that comes from. So when you say marshmallow and cream, I'm like, yeah, because they do anything, anything. Mother Sue says, yes, yes, but it tastes good. I'm like, well, I'm a taste test right now. Yeah, I could see the green in there. Oh my goodness. Y'all missing out. Don't miss out. It's good. It is really good. And it's not as heavy and thick. I could taste that there's a nice balance with the water and the oatmeal. So it's not as creamy as if I would have added yogurt, but I'm okay with that. I like that it's not too heavy. I really do. Sister Kashia says, I don't know what they do in fancier places. I was along for the ride, right? We are. Cheers to you all. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming into our sovereign space and participating. I really love that you all are, reaching back out to me and sharing your experiences, some of the kitchen catastrophes. and kitchen wins because you all are making all of the dishes, you're making the drinks, you're putting all of this into action, and I appreciate it. You know, if you create anything and you want to share on Instagram, just tag the Sovereign Eats, and I will always repost in our stories and highlight your beautiful remixes. Right now, last but not least, and I'll make it quick. Every last, well, this Sunday coming is not the last Sunday, is it? No, the following would be. So on the 31st, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you all an opportunity to make a drink with me. I'm going to tell you right now, put in the chat, what nut would you all like to use to make a shake along with me? All right, we're going to shake along or tag along. I don't know, whatever the thing is. Y'all going to food demo with me. All right. And I will create the link and place the link in the chat. Please DM me if you want the link so that you can come in on the live show and show us what your drink looks like after making it alongside me. I will make sure to post the ingredients way ahead of time, so that way you all have a whole 5 or 6 days to gather your ingredients, gather your items, and put it together. In the chat right now, tell me what nut would you all like for me to feature on the last Sunday, on our last Sovereign Sunday of October, so that you can make your drink with us. All right. I see cashews and I see pecans. So Kashia and Naya, y'all gonna decide because I don't see anybody else write nothing in the chat. Cashews. Oh my gosh, this is a cashew crew. So we have a walnut gallery, a peanut gallery, and a cashew crew. All right. Naya says pecans or walnuts. You know, Naya, I am a fan of pecans. So it sounds as if I'm going to put my vote in there. I think I'm going to put my vote in there. Respect the 20-second delay. Okay, I have to remember that. I always forget the 20-second delay. All right, I'm going to keep sipping on this drink. So I think so pecan can work. All right, all right, all right. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to end this video, and what I'd like you to do is put your votes in the comment section below this video if you have the time, right? Please like, share, and subscribe with any and everyone you know who will be who's important to you and who you know this information would edify and support and help. Chief Yuya, the lone tiger nut advocate. All right. Chief Yuya, tiger nut. I actually like that. I like that idea. And I think I want to take on the challenge of using tiger nut in one of our upcoming drinks. So thank you for that. Tiger nut. So we have tiger nut, we have pecan, we have walnut, cashews. 3, see? Yes, Brother Antonio. Cashews rule the day. You're welcome, Ima Precious. Tell us exactly what it is that you would like, which nut you'd like for us to use in the comments below. Peace, power to you all, and wellness is yours. Hold on to it. Peace, y'all. Never heard of them? Oh, Brother Antonio, we have some information to share. We have to vote 2 times. No, just 1 time. One time, one time, one time. Just 1 time. One love. Peace, you all. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace.